Love is an experience every guy desires and seeks to make a reality in his life. Each of us has a burning need to share our life with someone who gets us and loves us. We know how much better life would be to wake up every day next to a person who completes us and gives us feelings we didn't know we were capable of experiencing. A lot of relationships start out hot. We are exploring our partner mentally, physically, and emotionally. We are experiencing moments of absolute pleasure as we have fun during the honeymoon phase of our relationship. But at some point, the realities of making a relationship last start to kick in. Maintaining a relationship can be even harder than getting into the right one. As the relationship progresses, there are certain things every guy looks for as they build their life with someone they love. These are things you won't hear us talking about, but trust me when I say, they are on our minds as men. 1. A partner who has their own identity. One thing that happens in a relationship is partners get comfortable with each other. This is good for many reasons, but there is one negative aspect to getting comfortable: losing your identity as an individual. You can end up identifying yourself and what you want out of life through the relationship and not as a person. The goals, dreams, and ambitions you once had get lost in you wanting to do what you feel will better the relationship. A strong relationship requires sacrifice but never losing who you are and what you want. Guys want a partner who never loses sight of themselves as an individual. They want a partner who is committed to the relationship, but also committed to being the best version of themselves. There is nothing sexier than a strong and confident person. 2. A partner who's self-motivated. When you see problems arise in a relationship, it's often because one partner lets himself or herself go. This can relate to weight, habits, work, ambitions, or a variety of other areas in a relationship. They have lost their self-motivation and rely on their partner for their strength. At first, this is cute and flattering. After a while, it's exhausting to constantly have to be someone else's inspiration and strength. Life is hard enough on its own, so adding the weight of motivating your partner can lead to resentment. To be the best version of yourself, you can only rely on you. Yes, there will be things you do as a couple, like workouts or healthy eating habits together, but your main source of strength has to transcend the relationship. 3. A partner who shares your goals and dreams. When you start out in a relationship, you are agreeable to the things your partner tells you they want out of life. At some point, you reach that level of comfort where you can tell them what's on your mind. What's on your mind may crush your partner's dreams and goals. Every man wants a partner who will be real from the beginning so that we don't waste our time. We want a partner who will support and dream with us. We want a partner who won't settle for living a good enough life. This, of course, is assuming the goals and dreams are somewhat realistic. 4. A partner who's committed to doing the hard work. Relationships are hard work to maintain in the long run. They require our time, energy, and digging deeper. To grow, we have to choose to love instead of how we feel at times. Guys want a partner who gets that and is willing to put in the hard work with us. We want someone who tries to understand us. Someone who attempts to get a feel for our moods and tries to understand what we are going through. I'm not saying we want someone who will put us on a pedestal because we understand relationships are a two-way street. But we want to know if you are willing to put in the work we are. Love is one of life's greatest feelings and experiences. Every man and woman should experience a love so strong that you know it can only end very well or turn into a train wreck. That kind of love helps you grow as a person either way. When you find that person you love with everything in you, commit to doing the hard work, but never lose who you are. Stay motivated and don't get comfortable to the point of letting yourself go. And this applies to guys as well. Never stop pursuing your love, in the same way you had done before you were together. Keep it spicy. After a storm comes calm. The proverb tells us that in principle in nature no season remains forever, and similarly situations also change one after another. When a storm emerges in an ocean, it creates violent winds and heavy rain, sometimes causing a dreadful disaster, but after some time there prevails a reign of calmness. Though the storm disturbs the man's life, it will not remain for a long period, but very soon the storm disappears and calmness prevails everywhere. This proverb indicates that the human life is also of the same principle. Storm of fate occurs suddenly and disturbs the man's life for a while and then disappears. After the storm of fate disappears, one feels a sigh of relief from the disturbances one has experienced. That's why it is said that human life is a combination of joys, sorrows, happiness and tears. No same situation remains for a longer period or forever. One situation follows the others, and just like a wheel which circles round all the time, bringing the upper part to the lower and the lower part to the upper. Once India was a rich country having all the resources for the people to lead comfortable and contented lives, and later on it came into the clutches of the British Raj. People suffered and the country was looted by the British. After freedom, India started progressing and it is coming back to its past glory. So one should never lose heart and be patient enough to bear the hardships of life as happiness and fragrance of life follow. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A moss is a kind of algal plant which grows on rocks, which remains stationary for a long period of time. This proverb has two kinds of meanings. The positive meaning says that the rolling stone gathers no moss because the stationary, the rock, collects more material since it remains stationary. The moss can be referred as a positive thing in this meaning. Similarly, people who stick to one job and work in it will gather more knowledge about the particular job. Instead, people who work on different jobs will not learn any job completely, and so they will always be jack of all trades and master of none. There is a negative meaning to this proverb in which the moss is considered as an unwanted negative growth which is to be avoided. The moss represents the dirt collected in the mind when it is at rest. An idle mind is the devil's workshop, because as the mind is at rest it thinks many bad things, and so it causes many problems, and so a man who keeps on working will not collect any dirt in his mind. A working brain will be fully engaged with its work, and so it will not do any destructive work. So we should not stumble from one to another to attain success and fame and name, and should not be fickle-minded.